So it's 6:37. I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Board of Selectmen, December 20th, 2012. And before we actually start the meeting, the nation and the people of Newtown, Connecticut experienced a horrific and senseless tragedy over last Friday. And I know all of our hearts and prayers go out to the families that have experienced this senseless tragedy. So I just wanted to have a brief moment of silence in respect for the families. Thank you. And while I'm at it, I just should mention that the governor of Connecticut has called for tomorrow at 9:30 a national moment of silence for the entire nation. So for anybody listening, if they want to observe that moment of silence tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., they're certainly welcome to. Okay, the first order of business is approval of the minutes of December 6th.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move approval of the December 6, 2012 minutes.
Okay, motion been made.
I'll second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Under item 5,
Yep.
where it says we're authorizing the chair to sign on behalf of the board, I didn't know that we needed to do that.
We did vote that last.
Did we?
Yes. Yep.
Do you have to sign for approval on that? I know they went through a court proceeding, and I know they informed us that Anthony Will was their pick for a new trustee.
Yes,
And then
apparently I do.
does the selectmen need to
Yes.
approve that or sign off on it?
Apparently so. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the motion we've made. Yeah, I don't know
I'm just-
for a fact.
Raising it as a question of
Yes.
curiosity.
I haven't been presented with anything to sign yet, so. I
At
don't
that
believe-
meeting, you signed
Oh,
the
I did.
assent,
I did, yes.
Oh, okay,
Chairman.
Yes.
You had to sign the assent order.
okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Confirmation of future meeting dates. We have January 10th and January 24th. Nobody has any problems with those?
No, just if you want to go into February, I'll be missing from the 14th until the 24th,
Okay,
if we have meetings that time.
okay. Vacation?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
From the 10th to the 24th?
14th to the
14th.
24th, yeah.
Those two.
Just probably work around those dates.
Okay, item 4 on the agenda is citizen speak. Do we have any citizens who wish to address the board? Seeing none, going to item 5 on the agenda. We do have the children from St. Mary's of the Hill School back, because I was remiss the last time they were here about their walk for the benefit of the needy of Haiti, that they wanted to address the board and tell us what they experienced during their last year's fundraiser. So if they'd like to come up. Why don't you have a seat? And we have, is it Jacob and Talia? Okay, how you doing? I apologize for not giving you the opportunity to speak up last time. So if you'd like to tell us about the last year's fundraiser and what your experience was like in it, so just tell us a little bit about it.
We want to begin by saying thank you for approving us the last meeting
No problem.
this year, because it will help a lot for Haiti, because they're working on an orphanage to build for the kids, and they need $500,000 to do it. And last year was very successful, $4,266, I think.
That's tremendous.
This year we're trying to reach out to the town more. Like last year it was more of St. Mary's, and this year we want to give the town more awareness about it so we can raise more.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, when you sent the money to Haiti, did you hear back from the people in Haiti? at all?
We actually met with the President Joseph Constant this past summer.
Did you?
Yeah, and it was actually really like moving to like hear like how all the kids, how desperately they need the money and how what a good thing we were doing.
He was talking about their feeding program and how the first day that they ever started, some of the kids were leaving food so other kids who weren't accepted into it could eat. So it's pretty sad, but see how much they care for each other.
It's amazing what a small amount of money can do in a country like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you did a great job.
thank you.
Thank you.
You should be proud of yourselves.
Can you just explain what Micah's Walk means?
It's the name of the organization is the Haiti Micah Project. So we just call it the Walk for Haiti. But yeah,
It's great.
When is the walk?
April 28th.
April 28th.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Okay, item 6 on the agenda is a public hearing for National Grid gas main installation at 1431 Brush Hill Road.
Welcome back.
Back again.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. And tonight, National Grid hereby respectfully requests your consent to install and maintain approximately 40 feet more or less of 1-inch gas service in Brush Hill Road, Milton. From the proposed 1-inch gas line in Fuller Village westerly to house number 1431 Brush Hill Road for a new gas service.
Okay. And this will only service that one house. It will not be a big enough line to service more than that one property.
That's the way I understand it. There's a new drawing, if you guys, gentlemen, ladies, want to take a look at it.
So we'll actually cross Brush Hill Road.
40 feet
40 feet is the width of the
of the
travel
road.
way. Yeah.
Yep.
Are there any residents out here or abutters that would,
Well, we sent I dropped the abutters list off here, so everybody was notified that it was
Okay.
on the list.
okay. And apparently no abutters here that want to speak, so. Okay.
And
Yeah,
just
any
one last, and you have an agreement with Fuller Village, right?
Yeah, there's an easement.
An easement, yeah. That's what I was looking for.
I think that had to do with the 1-inch line, that there'll be no, other usage off the line, from what I understand.
I know it's down the road, but if eventually you put a line right into the road, can the Millingtons tap into the new line then?
Well, if we ran up Brush Hill Road?
Yes.
Well, it's possible they would do that. I don't know if it would make sense to do that if the main did come up there.
Right.
And it's relatively simply done if everything is plastic.
right, because the trench wall already redid the house, so it's just a matter of, yeah.
Good.
We do have a motion.
I'll make a motion. You make a motion to approve a request from National Grid to install and maintain approximately 40 feet. Just got out of it, I'm sorry.
40 feet more or less of 1-inch gas
Yeah,
service.
here we go. 40 feet more or less of 1-inch gas service to be located under Brush Hill Road from the proposed 1-inch gas line in Fuller Village. Westerly to house number 1431 Brush Hill Road for a new gas service.
Second motion.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Before you leave, nothing to do with this, but I've been asked, apparently in the Granite Avenue area, there is a tremendous gas odor.
What is it, what street?
Granite Avenue?
Gray?
Granite.
Oh, Granite, okay.
in East Milton. And I guess it's been a prolonged problem of just gas odor down there. The street's been ripped up several times, and I guess it's still a problem down there. I don't know if you were aware of it, or...
Well,
Do we
move it
have,
forward. You know, it could be a grade, what they call a grade, they grade them in leaks in threes. Grade 1 is getting into a house, it's immediately, they work it right away. Grade 2 isn't getting in anywhere, and they have to get those done in a very short period of time. And a grade 3 leak is venting in the air, and it's very small, and they monitor those.
Okay.
Okay, so
This
they
is-
could be,
Yeah, maybe that, yes.
but I'll definitely forward this.
Yeah, if you could, just kind of
Yes.
report
have
back.
an approximate location on Granite?
It's, Anne Marie knows better than,
Granite Ave at Swan Street.
We had the same thing on Walcott Road. It was a grade 3. And you guys came out once a year and just monitored, you know.
They
never-
monitor them,
Yeah.
they don't monitor them, they monitor them daily. Those are driven, they drive over the grade 3 legs.
Okay. Oh, I see the truck there once, yeah. I
Yeah,
heard
they have
that.
the creepers on the bottom of
Yes.
the vans.
Yep.
But they do the grade 3s, they monitor them constantly.
Okay.
yeah, I guess it's just the odor is, has to get to people
But
after
then
a
they
while.
brought up the new gas line to, oh no, actually, that was a sewer line.
Yeah,
No, forget about it.
okay,
So I'll forward this
Yeah,
information
just, yeah, have them
tomorrow.
report back to us,
We can
that'd
get
be
somebody
great.
to take a look at it.
okay, wonderful.
Okay? All right,
Appreciate that.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good Christmas.
You too, thank you.
Hey, Peter.
Item 7 on the agenda is a public
Hello.
hearing for extranet systems utility pole installation on Hillside and Forest Streets. And apparently, we have, what is it, 3 utility poles? And apparently, we have a representative here from, you want to just introduce yourself?
Do. Carly Cower with Exonet Systems. We have 3 existing sites in town on
Maybe
Randolph.
you could start by just explaining what, you know,
Oh, what I'm here for?
well, yeah, what extranet is and,
Yep, we are a distributed antenna network provider. So what we do is build out wireless infrastructure for the carriers.
okay, and these are not big towers,
They're not
these
cell
are,
towers. They're within the utility right-of-way on the utility poles. So we attach a control box and the antenna pole-topped on those poles.
okay. And it's to enhance the signal coming from?
It's for both capacity and for wireless communications. These ones right now are actually for wireless coverage itself.
Okay, okay.
And in these particular areas,
Oh, I know, I've been up there, there is
We need
no
them.
cell phone reception up there, yes, it's awful.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty big public safety issue in that whole corridor, that whole row.
Okay. Now, as you do this, will there be any disturbance to the street itself?
No, it's all aerial. All the fiber optics are actually going across
Okay.
the existing utility lines back to the existing hub at the rooftop of the Milton Hospital.
Okay, so we're not installing any new poles itself, it's just nodes?
There are 2 new utility poles
two new
within that
poles.
right-of-way.
Okay, okay,
There's 4. There's 4 sets.
There's 4 new poles going into this area.
yes, okay.
We have the same kind of technology already outside the DPW yard, down at the corner of Ridgewood and Randolph Ave at the sewer pump station, and up at the old barn on Randolph Ave at Chickatawbit. Those are the 3 that are here. There's another one down the bottom of Canton Ave, and there's another one at the hospital. All of these are connected by fiber optic cable, and as they run this fiber optic cable from Randolph Ave out to Houghton's Pond, they will need to connect to our existing utility poles and add 4 more poles. The 4 poles are at the corner of Hillside and Ford Ranch Road. There's one at Harland and Hillside. There's one at 372 Hillside. And there's one at the top of Forest Street by Chickatawbit. It's in about 32 feet. And they're all in the town's right-of-way for these roads.
Okay. And the reason for the new utility poles is there just aren't utility poles in that particular area to carry the fiber optic cable?
There's not enough room on the existing utility poles
Okay.
to carry the antenna system that will be added
Oh, I see, okay.
onto these.
Okay.
Some of the poles up there will get it's a dedicated arm that comes off of the pole and holds some of the smaller panels. And the new utility poles hold a lot more, and Carly will give you the pictures of what it is.
Yep, I actually have a couple of them here.
This was already, the way telecommunications, wireless systems work within the town is we have a wireless telecommunications design review committee that reviews an application when it comes in. For this particular application, they met with the committee back on November 26th. The committee approved it, and because these are new utility poles, they have to come back to you. Stringing stuff to the existing utility poles and what this stuff looks like, the committee has to take and approve, which they did.
Okay.
That package that I gave you there actually has the schematics for the poles, the routes where the fiber is, all the whole right-of-way map is in there. And I also have some spec sheets too, but you have tons of those as well, so. I did bring with me the proposed coverage objective, so you can see where our coverage will be and what we're looking. So you have 3 in here that are existing, the ones that say Milton 1, 2, and 3. And then the whole corridor there is what we're looking to cover now.
Okay. Now, what's the significance of the green and the blue?
Green is perfect. Blue is still actually really good. Yellow is a little more, you'll probably get your voicemail, you'll be able to do text messages. I don't know if you do have a continuous call. Red is when it really starts to fail.
Okay, so the town still will have some areas, this is what it will be once you...
These are the existing,
Yep.
and then the ones down this way are the proposed.
Okay.
We've already gone out and tested it all, so it's actual data. We have a mast that goes up, and we'll do circles around it, do test calls throughout, do 911 calls to make sure it hits.
Okay.
And they'll do that post as well.
So right now up in that area up top, there virtually is no...
There's nothing.
That's a big improvement.
Huge. Yeah.
It's a big improvement.
Good.
Okay.
The objective for the Forest Street one, actually, you can see how it starts to overlap coverage, is to actually make sure it's a continuous route. So this isn't coverage just based on giving people cell phone coverage while they're sitting in their homes. It's actually to make sure the calls stay all the way through, and that you can hold that call all the way through.
Right, right. Okay. Bill, in those outskirt pink areas, where are those? Are there roads out there, or is it?
Yeah, you have, this one I think is, this comes up towards the,
It's a skating rink. This is Uncle
yeah,
Road over
yeah,
here.
so that would be like
Okay.
where the
So
Boy
that's all
Scouts
right.
are.
Yeah.
So we'll still have some parts of the Blue Hills and where people are
There
driving.
are no
there won't be.
available poles there. If we could do that road, we would have had that in this objective, but in working, that ends up being a lot of DCR property. We would have to
Work
spend
with
quite a bit
DCR.
of time to work with DCR to do that.
There are no poles along Uncle Road.
Right.
Some of these sets were actually based on the fact that your utility line goes through the woods too, so we actually had to pull out of the woods one step. That's why that pole set's
If you
there.
follow to the, where Hillside and Chickatobit cross, going into DCR land.
Right.
There's a fire road on the inside that has poles that had to be replaced recently by NSTAR.
Okay.
And their wires will go on the same poles.
Okay.
So they were before you a year and a half ago to put a pole at the end of Hillside and Chickatobit that they don't need now because NSTAR had to replace their poles, so they don't need the new one that they came in for
Okay.
last year.
Yeah, there was a couple of them that we were able to switch over to existing. You'll see in the schematics that we changed some of the existing poles that we had gone through for approval. We had sets originally. We were able to go and do a side mount antenna on existing poles instead
Okay.
of having to set those poles that we had approved previously.
Okay. So save a little bit of money.
Yeah, but in order to do that, though, we had to move a couple other up, which put a couple other sets in, but it keeps that corridor existing instead of having to pull out so many poles.
Okay. We do have a motion here.
Let me just ask you a question. You work for Externet Systems?
Externet Systems.
And then do you subcontract with, like, I notice it says AT&T here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sell the services of your company to different wireless companies? Is that what it's all
Yeah,
about?
it's a neutral host network, so say another carrier wanted to come down and go on these poles as well, we would have the space to do that.
So, but right now, is this for AT&T?
Yep.
And then if there's other companies that would be interested, they would contact you?
Yeah, they would be the anchor tenant on it, so it's possible that even the 3 that are here are actually pretty fully loaded. We have 4 carriers on there, the original 3. And we do expect that.
So Verizon and the others will pick up on it.
Yeah, Verizon isn't on the DAS network. They have a bunch of other macros. We have Metro, T-Mobile, and Sprint
Okay.
currently on there.
And then is it safe to say that visually speaking, there's not a whole lot of difference between the visual look of an extranet pole with its equipment on it versus what somebody is currently used to looking at a phone pole?
Yeah, honestly, if you're not looking for it, you probably won't even tell
Okay,
it's there.
and is there
You'll
a difference
see.
in height?
No, we're not changing the pole heights. The pole sets might be a little larger since some of you are existing because they're newer poles, but and to get some of the additional height, but they're not like crazy major additions to the poles. We did put in our original approvals the fact that we will be expanding, so we made sure we gave the visual impact of what it would be, maxed out.
And then when you put in new poles, are you the owner of those poles?
Yes.
And then if one were to be damaged by an automobile accident, is your company the replacer of those
We
poles?
would be out here within a 2-hour time frame, actually, probably, to do that. The way it's contracted, we have time frames to get the network back up. And if something was to happen, it would take out one node. It wouldn't take them all out by any means. But we do have contractors in-state and in the area that come out.
Thank
We
you.
would know before anybody else did that got hit.
So is the node itself wireless or?
No, it's
It's wired, it's
powered-
hardwired.
There's an amplifier on there that powers it, and there's actually battery backup. And
Okay.
then the fiber would run, the call data.
Between the nodes? Okay.
If you drive down Hillside now, you look at the poles, there are boxes for, they say AT&T, and it was for cable. It had to do with the, Comcast owns the box now, but at one time it belonged to AT&T, and they're big boxes. These boxes are not quite as big as those. These new antennas are panels that are about, 4 inches by a foot by 3 feet high that mount onto the pole.
Pole itself, yeah.
We have, the biggest one we have is right outside the DPW, and we actually had them move what was on the pole on Randolph Ave into the DPW yard. We had them all move into the DPW yard because there are 2 sets of battery backups on that pole, and it was so heavy, it was better inside. And what we did is we had them mount two big spotlights on the top of the pole that light up the DPW
Okay.
on
Yard.
their dime. So
Good.
always
Take whatever you
looking,
can get.
always trying to get something back.
It works out for us, too, because we get a lot more battery backup on those poles, so.
Okay.
It's not unlike, you have major transformers almost every other pole. I mean, you'll see, if you don't spot those all the time, you're really not gonna
See
be
your
able to
antennas.
pick these out just right off the bat. They're not gonna be in your vision where you're,
Right. Understand.
I do have a larger one of those fiber mats, too. That'll give you,
You can see the streets.
And then reception-wise, for cell phone reception, are we just talking now that we've got the town pretty well covered, except for certain areas of the Blue Hills?
we've had a couple other plans as well for expansion, but it really does depend on the carriers, their budget, where their macros are sitting. When this starts to die out here in the red, that's really where some of your rooftop coverage and your towers are covering too, because they want to make sure it's continuous. AT&T has done a pretty good job at trying to fill in where they can with their towers, and then coming in with us to bring up all of those dead spots.
Okay.
And we know that Houghton's Pond has quite a few hits in the summer, so it's definitely an area that needed to be covered.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a motion to approve the following recommendation for Telecommunications Design Review Committee to support Extenet Systems' proposed expansion of their existing 3-node distribution antenna system with an additional 7 new locations, including 4 new utility poles that will be approximate to 100 Hillside Street, corner of Ford Ranch Road and Hillside, 270 Hillside Street, 372 Hillside Street, and on Forest Street, about 30 feet from the intersection with Chickatobit Road.
Second motion.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Apologize for running in so late.
Not a problem.
Perfect timing.
Oh, was it?
Okay, item 8 on the agenda is the approval of 2013 liquor license renewals. And we've got a bunch of them here.
Ooh.
And the only question I did have before we start is a couple of these, on the newer ones, I believe Abbey Park and the
Steel and Rye.
Sail and Rye and the other one at 88 Wharf all have, the liquor sales can't exceed a certain percentage of total food sales, and then they're supposed to submit information to us, and somebody's supposed to look at that. And I guess my question is, has anybody looked at that?
What was your point, Tom? The liquor sales has to exceed?
In their license, their liquor sales can't be more than 25% or something like that of their total sales.
25%?
I think it was 25, but I may be wrong on the percentage. But
I'm going to defer to Paula. She handles the liquor licenses.
You're probably, you're absolutely right. I don't know how accurate the percentage is.
yeah, I'm not sure either.
It is all in their conditions. When the license was granted, there were a list of conditions, and that was one of them. Because this is a relatively new thing for Milton, I don't think anybody's been designated to check that percentage. But,
So maybe when we renew these licenses, we should just renew subject to them,
Conforming to the
conforming to
existing.
that, yeah,
Conforming to the proviso
of their
of
license.
their
with-
initial, yeah.
with the ratio of liquor sales to total sales.
Thanks.
So, anybody wants to?
Okay, I'll make a motion as follows, and then also the prelude of it was just mentioned by the chair.
Okay.
To approve the following 2013 liquor license renewals contingent upon the receipt of all necessary certificates required by Chapter 304, Acts of 2004, signed by the building inspector and the fire department. American Legion Post Number 114, 123 Granite Avenue. Wollaston Golf Club, 999 Randolph Avenue. Central Liquor Mart, 28 Central Avenue. East Milton Wine and Spirits, 368 Granite Avenue. Espere Devin, 25 Central Avenue. Fruit Center, 110 Antwerp Street. Milton Hoosier Club, 193 Central Ave. 88 Wharf, 88 Wharf Street. Fuller Village, 1372 Brush Hill Road. Fuller Village, 1399 Blue Hill Avenue. Abbey Park, 550 Adams Street. Ichiro Sushi, 538A Adams Street. Steel and Rye, 95 Elliott Street. And to approve annual Sunday opening permits for Central Liquor Mart, East Milton Wine and Spirits, and the Fruit Center, and permission for Espere Devin to sell alcoholic beverages on Sundays between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further?
Don't ask me to repeat that.
I won't. Any further discussion? And I only have one other question, and
I
that
just
is
have
on
one.
the Esprit de Vin to sell alcoholic beverages. So that would allow them to sell hard spirits as well as beer and wine on those
No,
days? Or-
the package stores in town have the option to go for a Sunday opening permit, which would allow them throughout the year.
Yes.
Esprit de Vin doesn't want to do that. They just want to sell throughout the holiday season.
Okay, so it's nothing new in terms of what they're selling, just the
No.
fact they're going to be open on Sundays?
Right.
Between Thanksgiving and New
I
Year's.
understand. Okay.
And I've just one question. I noticed that Fuller Village is mentioned here twice.
They have two
They have
different
two.
licenses.
It's 2 liquor licenses.
Licenses. They have 2 sites where they can sell liquor in both campuses.
Wow.
Yeah, they had one, and then the past few years. they
Yeah, one was the
bought
old
another one.
Milton Hill House license. I'm not sure with the other license, if the other license is a new license or...
It must be good to be a senior.
It is. I'm there.
You're going to find out, hopefully.
Starting today, yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, item 9 is 2013 common victualers license renewals. And we have a motion to approve the following 2013 common victualers license renewals: Radio Coffee House, 24 Central Ave; Milton Youth Hockey, Yulin Rink; Newcomb Farms, 1130 Randolph Ave. Is it Leith?
L-E-T-H-E.
L-E-T-H-E, LLC. New England DBA Brugger's Bagel Bakery. Sodexo Operations LLC, 2 Granite Avenue. Milton LLC, DBA Dunkin' Donuts, 545 Adams Street. The Milton House of Pizza, 537 Adams Street. Mr. Chan's Restaurant Group, Mozzarella's, 538B Adams Street. Hojam Inc., DBA Mr. Chan's, 534 Adams Street. D&B Ichiro Inc., DBA Ichiro Sushi, 538A Adams Street. Marketplace Cafe, 110 Antwerp Street. Tino's Pizza, 22 Central Avenue. Stella's Luncheonette, 558 Adams Street. Starbucks Coffee, 552 Adams Street. G.H. Bent's, 7 Pleasant Street. Family Affair Catering, 81 Hazelton Street. Mattapan, 021026. Holton's Pond. Abbey Park, 550 Adams Street. 88 Wharf Restaurant, 88 Wharf Street. Fuller Village, 1372 Brush Hill Road. Fuller Village, 1399 Blue Hill Avenue. The Plate, 27 Central Avenue. And Wildflower, 95 Elliott Street.
Second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. The entertainment licenses aren't anywhere near as long.
Actually, I did have one question. I know it's closed out, but on the victualler's license, why isn't Steel and Rye here?
It is there, isn't it?
Is it here? Maybe
No, unless they go by a name different than
Oh,
Steel
well,
and
if
Rye.
it isn't there, it should be there, so we should add it.
Okay. Steel and Rye. I'll take that as a friendly amendment.
Okay.
Okay. 2013 entertainment licenses.
I'll make a motion to approve the following 2013 entertainment license renewals: Abbey Park, 550 Adams Street; 88 Wharf Street; Marketplace Cafe, 110 Antwerp Street; and Steel and Rye, 95 Elliott Street.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, item 11 on the agenda is just an update by me of the housing production plan and the discussion that I had with the planning board last, December 13th, I guess. And we did sit down. I went to their open session on December 13th, and we discussed it. I think they basically feel the same as we do, that the town needs a housing production plan. There was a lot of questions from one of the planning board members who I'm not sure was as convinced as the other members. That was Mike Kelly, and the need for one, saying that we already had an affordable housing plan, and it had all the same basic aspects in it, so why did we need a housing production plan? I think after a lot of discussion, he kind of came around to the understanding that they are different. The one is a blueprint on how we implement. The other one is really just kind of a policy statement, the affordable housing plan. So one is recommendations and the other one's an implementation plan. They appear to be of the, they would prefer to have the master plan committee take it up as part of their hearing process, because there will be a number of public hearings necessary, but they are willing to move forward with it. So I will keep the board updated as things continue, but I'll keep an open line with Alex Whiteside, the chairman of the planning board, and see where we go from there.
I think it's a good idea to, like you said, to incorporate this plan into the master plan.
Yeah, they go kind of hand in hand.
Since they'll be doing a lot of studying anyway.
Right.
They'll be doing the exact same thing that we're going to get somebody else to do.
That's right.
as well.
And as a matter of fact, the consultants we have for the master plan have done housing production plans as well. So it would make sense to just hire them in conjunction with the master plan to do the housing production plan. And some of the hearings that you would have could be, could be kind of joint hearings.
I was reading actually on Frank's website, was there confusion over the difference between affordable housing and low-income housing? Was that?
I didn't really hear that come up per se. It may have. I mean, clearly there is a difference. I mean, clearly low income is affordable, obviously, but affordable is not necessarily low income.
Correct. Yeah.
I think that's the distinction.
Was that the difference? You mentioned one board member was kind of opposed to it. Was that his reason for almost misinterpreting the
I think
difference?
his reasoning was, well, why do we need it? Because we already have the affordable housing plan, and he had read through the affordable housing plan and said he believes it incorporates much of the same items that a housing production plan would incorporate, and why not just use that? And clearly the reason is the housing production plan is actually something filed with the state, approved by the state. If you meet that plan, then you can retain local control over your affordable housing
If you meet the affordable housing plan.
yeah, the housing production plan.
The
So,
housing- I
housing production plan is filed with the state and approved by the state, and if you meet that, if you meet the goals in that plan,
Then you can
they've
thwart
approved.
off big developments.
Yes, or at least you can have them under. You can keep local control.
But can you do the same thing with affordable housing plan?
No,
No.
no. My understanding is no.
Right. So we definitely need a housing production plan.
Right, right. Just to kind of keep that local control and try
Right.
and do. I mean, there's certainly a need for affordable housing in the town. There's a need for, if you will, that workforce housing. To make sure that teachers and firefighters and police officers can afford to live in the town. In these economic times, with the way the real estate market is now, yeah, they can do it. But 10 years ago, when the real estate market was going crazy,
Right.
and your stories you told me about, the falling prices of real estate, over the past 5 or 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so yeah, they're affordable today, but will they be affordable in the future? I think that's the key.
And I think you have a lot of people today as well that are in different financial status than 5 years ago.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
People that lost their jobs, etc., over the last number of years would welcome an affordable house right now.
Right. Right. And if we have the plan, it really will determine how we go about doing it. Not only will it define appropriate sites, but also define appropriate types of affordable housing.
Right.
Do we rezone certain areas to allow multiple family dwellings? Do we try and entice the 2 or 3 family, the small townhouse kind of developments?
Smart growth is what we want.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's basically my update.
Good.
Okay, item 12 on the agenda is approval of Blue Hill Cycling Club race. And this is a motion to approve a request from the Blue Hill Cycling Club to use the town's streets and ways for its annual bicycle race that will be held on Sunday, May 5th, 2013, contingent upon approval by the police chief.
Second motion.
Motion made, seconded. Any further discussion?
I'm looking forward to this one myself.
That's right. Get your big bike.
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Item 13 is approval of Milton Youth lacrosse signage.
I'll make a motion to approve a request from the Milton Youth Lacrosse to display signage through the middle of January announcing registration for 2013 Milton Youth Lacrosse.
Second motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion?
What about the location of the signage?
They'll be in different locations.
It's right here,
It's
Edge Hill near
mentioned?
Granite,
Okay.
the five-way intersection near Pierce, the intersection at Unquity and Canton, and at the library. Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, approval of sign review committee reappointments.
I'll make a motion to approve the reappointments of the following members of the Sign Review Committee through December 2013. William Clark, John Zekowitz, and Raymond Thill.
Second motion.
Motion been made second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Item 15 is the approval of the FY14 inspectional service budget revised. And the revision on this is to include the part-time inspector that we basically approved last week, or last time we met, subject to Personnel Board approval, and Personnel Board did approve the position.
I just had one question on this. So Mark Kelly is the person who retired, is that correct?
No.
Oh, he didn't retire?
Mark Kelly is the plumbing inspector.
Oh, he's the plumbing inspector, okay. So the wire inspector.
So this is a new position, actually, so it's not filling the
We-
half-time
we
position.
added We added a position at the last meeting, and we also appointed, I think, a wiring inspector.
Wiring.
That
It was
different.
retired, yes.
So basically, what we were doing was,
So that was my mistake. I actually thought that the present wiring inspector was in Schedule D here, but he's not. It's-
We hadn't approved the wire inspector.
Right, so it's there as a vacant
As a-
to be filled right now.
Okay, yeah, I get it. And then the local inspector would be the
Yes,
.5
yes.
building inspector.
So that's the change, that $27,000.
I'll make a motion to approve, sign, and forward to the Warrant Committee the revised fiscal year 14 inspectional services budget in the amount of $376,015.
Second.
Okay, motion been made second. Any further discussion?
I think this is a very good approval, especially in a department that brings in a lot of revenue.
I agree.
Money well spent.
Yes. Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Item 16 is the approval of extension of New Year's Eve serving hours, and these are alcohol serving hours, I believe, for Abbey Park and Steel and Rye, and it's to approve the serving of alcohol on New Year's Eve through the midnight hour to 1 a.m.
Second motion.
Okay, motion made second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, and we're about to go into executive session, but before we do, and it's, wow, only 7:21, I just wanted to wish my fellow selectmen and all the employees of the town and all residents of Milton a very happy, joyous, and holy holiday season to all of you.
Same to you.
Thank you. And now, executive session. So I'm going to propose a motion to enter into executive session to discuss union collective bargaining, firefighters contract, non-union collective bargaining, police chief, deputy police chief, fire chief, town accountant, assistant town administrator contracts, and pending litigation, Thayer Nursery, believing that having these discussions in open session would have an effect on the bargaining position of the body and return to open session only for the purpose of adjournment.
Second that motion?
Okay, Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley, yes. Are in executive session.